It is July in the Mojave. It is 108 degrees out, and your natural yard is rapidly losing the battle. You are likely dumping hundreds of dollars in water and giving up your Saturday mornings trying to coax life out of a crispy brown patch of dirt that refuses to thrive. The math on natural grass in southern Nevada is harsh. According to the local water authority, keeping a single square foot of real grass alive requires 55 gallons of water every single year. If you have a modest 500 square foot lawn, you are pouring 27,500 gallons of water into the ground annually. Continuing to fight the desert climate is a guaranteed drain on your wallet and an ecologically heavy burden. Nature always wins this standoff. Modern, professionally engineered artificial turf offers a permanent exit from that cycle of watering, mowing, and fertilizing. But getting that pristine yard requires a heavy upfront capital investment. A high-quality installation will run you anywhere from $8 to $15 per square foot. You are trading that large initial check to permanently wipe out the punitive, tiered water rates and the endless hours of weekend landscaping labor. So the obvious question becomes, when exactly does dropping thousands of dollars on synthetic grass actually start paying you back? The speed of that return depends entirely on leveraging local municipal rebates and making absolutely sure the hidden subsurface engineering is done right the first time. If you opt for cheap materials or let a crew cut corners on the ground prep, you will end up with an unusable, wrinkled yard that fails years before it ever reaches financial break-even. Let's run the actual numbers, starting with the biggest financial lever available to locals, the Southern Nevada Water Authority's Water Smart Landscapes rebate. This graph charts the real cost of your yard over a decade. The Water Authority will currently pay you up to $5 per square foot simply to rip your existing natural grass out. Applying that $5 per square foot offset immediately drops the net starting cost of your turf installation down by a massive margin. Meanwhile, the cost of keeping natural grass alive continues climbing steeply month after month as you pay for tiered water rates, chemical fertilizers, and lawn care services. When you factor in the rebate check and the zero monthly maintenance costs, those lines intersect. Most Henderson homeowners hit their exact financial break-even point in just 3 to 4 years. After that 4-year mark, the installation stops being a sunk cost and becomes a performing asset, putting cash directly back into your budget every month for the rest of its 15 to 20-year lifespan. The math checks out, but homeowners often hesitate because they picture the shiny, plastic green carpets from a 1970s patio. That reputation comes from cheap, flat-bladed turf. Flat plastic acts like a mirror, reflecting sunlight to create a fake sheen while holding onto heat like a cast-iron frying pan. This diagram looks at the cross-sections of modern, biomimetic turf. High-end synthetic grass relies on advanced geometric profiles, specifically W, S, or omega shapes. Instead of bouncing the light straight back up, these complex angles scatter and diffuse the UV rays. This eliminates the artificial sheen and physically lowers the surface temperature by up to 15 degrees compared to flat blades. The material also requires molecular-level UV stabilization. Without it, the intense desert sun will bleach the green fibers into a sickly yellow within 24 months. Paying the premium for this specific blade technology and UV resistance isn't an optional luxury upgrade. It is a strict requirement if you want your yard to actually be visually acceptable and comfortable to walk on in the middle of summer. But even the highest quality blades will fail if you ignore what happens underneath them. The ground preparation entirely dictates the lifespan of your investment. This cross-section shows the required first step, excavation. You must dig out 3 to 4 inches of native soil to completely eliminate decaying organic matter. That void is then backfilled with a specific aggregate mix, typically type 1 crushed rock. This creates a solid base that still allows water to flow through it. That rock must be heavily compacted to 90. A bad foundation will completely destroy your 3 to 4 year return on investment. If you have dogs, there is a specific environmental hazard you have to engineer for. Pet urine trapped in a hot desert yard quickly generates a strong, inescapable ammonia odor. Standard installation protocols use simple hole-punched backing and standard silica sand for the infill. For a household with dogs, that setup will fail. It holds moisture and breeds bacteria. The first required upgrade is the drainage. You need an edge-to-edge permeable turf backing so liquid instantly passes straight through into the subbase, rather than cooling on top of the mat. This visualization shows the required chemical solution, swapping out standard sand for an organic zeolite-based infill. These natural zeolite minerals act like a sponge. They absorb the ammonia and neutralize the odor-causing bacteria on contact long before the summer heat can vaporize it into the air. Pet-specific drainage and zeolite infills do increase the initial cost of the project, but if you have animals, it is the only viable way to maintain a sanitary, odor-free environment. This matrix charts who should invest based on your time in the house and desired yard usage. If you sell in under 2 years, the math works against you. You'll move out before hitting the break-even point. For a short-term resident, paying for premium turf provides a marginal immediate boost to curb appeal, but you are primarily financing a great yard for the next owner. However, if your timeline is 5 years or more, the calculation flips. You easily cross that 4-year threshold, erasing the upfront cost and enjoying pure utility savings. For active families, keeping natural grass alive under heavy foot traffic in a drought is virtually impossible without dumping massive amounts of water and chemical fertilizer onto it. If you're staying put and you want your kids or dogs to actually play outside, paying the premium for proper drainage and cooling technology is a mathematically and practically sound decision. You are trading a substantial initial capital investment today to permanently eliminate the financial trap and physical exhaustion of maintaining a desert lawn. But that math only holds up if you demand 90% compaction, verify UV-stabilized materials, and select the exact infill required. A cheap, poorly installed synthetic lawn is an overheating liability that you'll have to rip out in a few years. A properly engineered turf system is a high-yield financial asset. Stop fighting the Mojave climate. Run the numbers, claim your water authority rebates, and make a permanent engineered upgrade to your outdoor living space.